Hi, my name's Clayton. I've been shaping surfboards for the last 20 years and I've been coaching surfing for the last 15 years. Why do we have a hard edge on the board? Why do we have a soft edge? I thought your hand was up. Who would like to answer? Okay, so let's have a scenario. We're going to pipeline for Pipe Masters. John's just won the world title, but we got a wild card into the event. And Takora has made you a 610, but the idiot did soft rails throughout the entire board. And then he shaped you another 610, but it's got hard edge throughout the whole board. So you're sitting on the beach and got a predicament. It's 10-foot pipeline. Which board do you take out? Do you take out the soft edge or do you take out the hard edge? Anybody?
Hard edge.
Okay. Why the hard edge?
It will cut into the wave as you're going down the face.
And what do you think that'll do for you?
You hold.
Okay. Why did you say soft edge?
Because it'll be easier to turn. You don't need to drive more hard edge. You need to be able to get it to turn the board.
So hard edge doesn't give you drive? No. I'll explain to you what gives you drive. Okay. If you had a block of butter and you took a knife and you pulled it through the butter slices apart. If you took a spoon and pulled it through the butter would stick to the spoon. So surely that shows you that the softer the rail, the more the water sticks to it and you get more hold. So you're wrong. Okay. When you do a cutback, the front foot never slides out in the cutback. It's always the back foot that slides because the hard edge slices the water apart. So if you're going to go to pipeline, you want a soft rail on the bottom. Okay? That will stick to the wave face, that when the water sucks up, it doesn't slice and slide out. However, if you're going to go to Huntington Beach in California and surf knee-high grovel, you want hard edge so that when you're trying to get speed in a really flat, gutless wave, you don't get sucked down and bogged down in the water. It slices the wave and you get your speed and your drive and acceleration. The hard edge in the tail allows you to throw the tail and release the tail. Okay. Back in the old days when when guys longboarded, they had 50-50 rails and they had soft rails with single fins that when they walked to the nose, they had soft rails in the tail so that the tail stuck and they could hang 10. All right. If you had hard edge in the tail, that board would just slide out. Okay, so the hard edge, not good for hollow waves. It makes your tail slide out. It's good for tiny waves because sorry, yeah?
It kind of seems counterintuitive because whenever you ride a small wave board which has flatter, rounded rails, that's generally a bit flat, so surely those boards are very difficult to get on the rail, very difficult to slow to turn.
Yes.
Is that like trade-off, or is it just about the thickness of the foam that you're using with the
Sorry, I'm not understanding the question.
So like if you've got a small wave board,
Yes.
big thick rails, often rounded, and those are very difficult to turn. They're harder to turn, I would
Do you know why they're harder to turn? Because you got to displace all the water under the board. Now, what size shoe do you have?
8.
So you got a small size 8 foot. Now, if you got a 22-inch wide board, you don't cover enough area, and you aren't fat enough to sink that rail. So you're going to be like leaning, turning, and the thing's just going to keep going straight. Now, if your board's super wide, you've got to displace water. Now, add a thick rail on top of that. Not only do you have to displace the water, but you've got to sink that damn rail. And the rail just keeps bobbing you up and keeps going flat.
It's more about foam in that case than about the rail shape.
Correct. Okay. Now, the round rail rolls allows you to turn. Okay. The squareness of the rail, it doesn't roll. If you took a box and try to roll a box, it just keeps going flat, and then it gets to a point where it tips and falls over. Okay. So when you push on your back foot, your board wants to stay flat. It doesn't want to roll. Okay. But you're forcing it to roll, so it takes the path of least resistance and it drives you forward. So the squareness in your tail gives you your thrust. Okay. When you run, you thrust off your back foot. Okay. You lift your front foot off and you thrust off your back. So that squareness works with you thrusting off your back foot. The roundness works with you turning. So you turn off your front, you drive off your back. Okay, that's how boards are designed to be made. That's how they work. A lot of you guys turn off the back and try to accelerate off the front foot and then turn off the back. It doesn't work. Okay, that's when you're surfing stop-start, it looks ugly, it's messy, it doesn't work for you. Okay. So you can see if the bike wheel is rounded, just like your rail. That facilitates leaning in your turns. Obviously, the more speed you have, the better you can lean on your board. The slower you go, look where you want to go, twist. And try to twist off the front foot, you get more twist. So if you watch the next clip, you can clearly see the lean and the twist and how it works. Lean, so you can see the angle, hands are up, even though he's leaning. He twists, hands are up, twists. Okay, so before we move on, any more questions on surfboards? Because we've got quite a lot to get through tonight, so yes?
Can you just briefly outline the difference between a rounded tail, a swallowtail, and a
Yes.
tail?
Okay, 100%. So the more surface area you have in your tail, the easier it is for the wave to lift the board up and push you. The narrower the tail is, the less lift you get, but you get more hold. Okay, so a wide tail gives you more drive, speed, acceleration. The narrower the tail, the more control you have. Now, the more parallel your surfboard shape is, the quicker the water flows down the rail, but the less turning you have. The more oval the outline is, the water flows around that oval curve and gives you better turning. So a round tail turns the best out of all the boards. That's why you have round tails on your big boards, to make the damn things turn. But they're slower. So if you get a small wave board and you stick a round tail on it, the wave can't lift it up and push you. So you've got this beautiful small wave board that's got no speed off the mark. So if you give it a swallowtail or a wider squash tail, you're going to get more lift from the wave, more acceleration off the bat. Okay. What a swallowtail does is it has a straight rail line right to the tip. So it makes your board feel longer than what the other tails are. So you generally find swallowtails on fishers and small wave boards. Because the boards are so short, they lack a bit of drive. So by giving the board a swallowtail, you increase the rail length. It makes that little board feel longer, that when you're pushing down it, it gives you more squirt and more drive. You happy with that?
Yeah.
Done. Right, let's move on.
One more question.
Yes.
Sorry. I know this is like choosing your favourite child, but if you had to choose your best board you ever designed for yourself as an all-round board, which would it be?
I design boards for waves. I don't design boards. Think of it as cars. You like going off-road on the beach and going nuts and through the water, and that is such a joy with your mates. But you also like on the freeway, you want to do like 160 around the corners, like, oh, it feels so good. But on the weekends, you take your kids to soccer. Which is your favorite car? Okay, it depends on the situation. Okay, so if you're going to go surf like Cloudbreak, you want a board that just guns it down the line and maybe get a barrel with a few turns. But if you're going to go surf a little beach break and throw the tail and do some airs, that you need the right board for the right situation.